good?
Give it to them. All 7-3. Give it to them, Tariq. Give it to them. Let them know. Let them know what it is. So what's been popping with you, man?
Oh man, it's been basically 2016. Every year, man, everybody be on their New Year's resolution, and they be down like the first month will be over with. Now, mine for real. I'm on some, get my life, get my shit together type moves I'm making right now. So everything is strategic what I'm doing, man. So I'm basically, building up character, building up the brand. I mean, self-improvement, man.
All right, that's right. Self-improvement. I mean, that self-improvement very important, man. And sometimes you be feeling like you're stuck, don't it?
Oh yeah. That stagnation, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes though, it's a good thing.
It's a
You
yep.
know what I'm saying? Because it forces you to change,
Mm.
make some adjustments. You know what I'm saying? Because otherwise you won't. With everything moving for you, you might be moving in the wrong direction, but you're moving. You think just because
Yeah, you just want to keep yourself active, basically.
Yeah.
You want to
Sometimes
keep yourself
you move in
active.
the wrong direction. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the universe will stop your flow real quick. So you can modify, adjust something about yourself, man. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I found it to be.
Mm-hmm. How do you get out of that though? A lot of people, are stuck in that. You know what I'm saying? This is we just building, so we don't really, we have some topics and things that we want to get into, but we just building, so we gonna let the energy dictate what happened and where this conversation goes. And I know myself personally, sometimes I find myself like in those zones where, like, I feel like my energy is being blocked. I have all this stuff that I want to do, but I just can't seem to, like, shift myself into gear to get going. You know what I'm saying? Especially, you know, if you've done stuff before, you know what I'm saying? If you stepped out on the water and walked on it, like, you know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? If you've done stuff like that before, and then you get to a place where you're like, damn, man, I wanna fly, but I feel like I can't even walk. I don't have the motivation. It's like your spirit is just like, it's grounded, man. How do you pull yourself up from that?
Man, you gotta find you some inspiration. You know what I'm saying? If, for instance, man, if you stuck, you ain't going nowhere right now, and the people you hang around in the same boat,
Mm-hmm.
that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You need to be around people that's inspiring you. Like,
Yeah.
your man, one of your men come by the crib after he been hustling all day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He coming in, he just made him $40,000, $50,000, and he making moves. You're gonna feel somewhere about that. Like, damn, you're gonna be happy for him. Not jealous. It's gonna be like, shit, man, I gotta get up off my ass and do something. You know what I'm saying? So.
Word up.
Yeah, you gotta be around moving. If you ain't moving, you gotta be around somebody that's moving. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And flowing that energy, man. So it's very important that who you associate yourself with. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't gonna always have it all the time. You won't always be flowing. You're gonna need somebody, that inspire you. Watch some inspirational things. Me sometimes, man. I get on the best ground. You gotta be hungry. I like that little speak about it. I give it to Eric Thomas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tony Robbins, Napoleon Hill, something.
Yeah.
You know?
Who do you get, like, what charges you up the quickest, as far as, like, just getting you right back, like, sometimes, like, what do you find? Is it listening to a tape? Is it reading a book? Or is it just jumping into like, whatever ideas you have, and just trying to force yourself through the what you call it, lethargy? Because that's how I feel. I feel lethargic sometimes, like, you know what I mean? And then that shit, they call that shit procrastination, because it just keeps on creeping on you, and just layering over you, day after day after day after day. You have this thing you say you want to do, and you keep on telling yourself you're going to do it, but you haven't even, you know what I'm saying? You ever been in a mode like that?
That's that crazy procrastinating, and you know what I'm saying? It's hard to get out of that sometimes, man. It's real hard, man, because it's You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
when I get in my modes, man, you know, it's good, and it's also good to have you, you know, a good woman in your life too. You know what I'm saying? Somebody can motivate you. Like when I get in that mode, you know, I feel like, man, you gotta get up off your ass, sit around, feel sorry for yourself, and you gotta move. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have. Sometimes you gotta have that, man. You know,
Man.
that what works for me. I can't sit around too long before I get it. You know what I mean? So. Okay, I gotta get up those slumps, man. But it's just like sports, man. Sometimes you get in your little slump.
Yeah.
You just gotta, you know, that's just life, man. Life, everything is based upon, you know, you look at the NASDAQ, man, the market ain't always going up.
Mm-hmm.
It goes up and down. You got guys in deep.
It fluctuates.
You know what I'm saying?
It fluctuates,
man. You know, so.
But you know, it's like a lot of times what I feel though, too, Tariq, is like the things that bring you down. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's people, man. It'll be people that bring you down faster than anything else. You know what I'm saying? It'll be like you know some negative stuff somebody bring to your zone. You know what I mean? Or you know what I'm saying? Just something uncalled for, something that, you know, some betrayal, something that just, you know. So a lot of times when I'm in that zone, I find that like when I disconnect myself from you know the things that I feel that's kind of pulling me, you know, pulling my energy down, like I bounce back up faster. And you're right, you do need to be around like you know the right kind of people and everything, because you know it's like if you're around people who are depressed, they're gonna depress you. You know what I'm saying? And if you're around people who are motivated, they're gonna motivate you. And sometimes you just gotta get out of, like I say, separate yourself from that environment and from the spaces and the people that you're around, because like you know your mind is like your mind is everything. You know what I'm saying? And it needs to. You can't just box it up in a room or in a house or in darkness. You know what I'm saying? It needs to see and experience and be inspired. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes just even going out and taking a walk, or just traveling, going somewhere else, or you know just placing yourself in the space with other people. Sometimes that's more than enough. But it's definitely a tough thing though, man. It's tough, especially when you have so much that you want to get done or that you want to do. To sometimes just get knocked off your square like that, and you know the trick now is to work on getting right back on. You know what I mean? Without expending too much time to find your way back.
Yeah, man, that's like that all goes back to that mind state, man. You know, you study cats like Napoleon Hill, man. He number one thing he said, man, was that mental attitude. You know what I'm saying? If you're in a bad mood, if you're in a bad mood and things ain't moving for you already, that just makes things worse. You know what I'm saying? It's extremely hard to get moving when you're in a bad mood. It's not the right energy for you to accomplish anything or attract anything to you. So the first thing you gotta do is change your mood. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you gotta do to change that mood. You know, put on some Kevin Hart. Whatever you gotta do to change that mood, man. Other than drugs, you know, you don't want to do too much drugs.
Because
you know
it becomes a crutch.
You know.
It becomes a crutch. I mean, it's pretty. You know, I think, man, like our experience as human beings is so like varied and so like, you know, it can go in so many different extremes, and pretty much like, you know, like you're just saying, like, you know, when you think of like a drug, right? Like we know it has a physiological and psychological effect on you, but you know, your mind once your mind forms justification around something, you know what I'm saying, it almost leads you into like that superstitious state where you believe that if you wear this particular hat, or if you don't shave your head, or you know what I'm saying. You ever seen them kind of people? You ever seen them kind of people, Tariq? Yeah, so I mean that's why, you know, if it's reading a book, if it's listening to a tape, if it's going for a walk, if it's traveling, if it's just like, you know, having a total like, you know, burnout or whatever, just like going off, you know, cussing some words, or whatever I'm saying, sometimes just to get all that steam out and all that shit that you need to get out, get you know, to lighten your load. You know what I'm saying? Anything outside of property, just like you said, like, you know, like drugs and probably murder.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because some people are real intense and they need a lot more than just a hug or just a book or a tape. You know what I'm saying? They need a lot more.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but yeah, let's get into like what's going on right now. Like, how do wait. We're watching this election season unfolding with all these different candidates, and you know, the whole thing. We, you know, with just a changing of the guards. You know what I'm saying? It's coming up now to the next presidential election, which will be this year, and the Republicans look like they got their you know, they got some issues over there, as well as the Democrats. We can't act like the Democrats. Everybody got issues, but let's talk about Donald Trump and the controversy that kind of always seems to follow him. You know what I mean? And whether it's really any controversy at all, like, you know, what's your take on Donald Trump?
I think the funny thing about that, man, is first when he announced his candidacy, man, people was like, yo, that's crazy. You know, Donald Trump should be, you know, he ain't gonna never be president. And what people don't realize is that Donald Trump is a billionaire. I mean, people do realize that, but Donald Trump is a billionaire. Mm-hmm. When you campaigning, it's all about the popularity vote. It's all about who's making the most noise. It's all about who got the biggest budget. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere you look, you're hearing Donald Trump tearing up the airwaves. Everybody, he'll say some more wild shit, but it's still, even if it's wild, he got people's attention. You understand what I'm saying? And now, the Republicans wasn't taking him seriously. Now he's killing them. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't making noise. Ain't nobody making no noise.
Then the rest of it, you think that, here's what I'm thinking, right? I'm thinking that just like in life, in general and in specific, we can always find certain routines that, you know, kind of guide our daily lives. Just like how we have roads to take us from one location to another. You have roles that people play to take them from one thing to another, or you know, you understand what I'm saying? So it's like you're not the same person when you're at home as you are when you say you're on a job interview, right? Or when you go to church or the mosque or wherever you go, right? Like you play different roles. So I think when in the political arena, a lot of times people play this politically correct thing, and it's worked for them, and they've kind of established that as somewhat of a cultural standard that, you know, pretty much most people who come into the political arena have followed, but it's gotten pretty boring. And I think that's what Donald Trump is, you know, that's what probably makes him. You hear me? Yeah, I was saying I think just the fact that Donald Trump is kind of like taking you know, he's kind of charting his own course and doing things his way, and he's not necessarily saying the things that all the other politicians are saying. Like, you remember the first debate they did on Fox, and they asked, is anybody here that is not willing to commit to running independent, you know what I mean, if they don't get a nomination or something like that. And he was the only one. He raised his hand and said, I'm not willing to commit to that. I'm not. He basically said, and they're looking at him like, yo, this guy is crazy. How can you be running on a Republican platform and saying that if you don't get a nomination, right, you wouldn't support the candidate who gets the nomination. You'd rather like risk them losing by running independent and splitting the vote between the independents and the Republicans. You understand what I'm saying? So
once again, I'm a billionaire. I make my own rules.
And then he comes out and he basically tells everybody on the stage that, look, I used to own y'all. You know what I'm saying? Hey, to me, the whole thing is funny, man. The whole thing is funny. I know the election itself has serious implications on multiple levels, but you have to look at it. You know, you have this just sitting back and looking at it. It's kind of like watching two people, right? Or watching people fighting that don't like you and you don't really necessarily like. So in that instance, what do? Do you really, you know, if you go try to like make sense out of their nonsense and try to bring some clarity to what they're really doing, which is basically destroying themselves, right? Then all you're doing is like preparing them to keep fucking you up. So I say let them do their thing, man. I don't see, you know, I mean, like I said, I understand the implications. And I think a lot of times, like even as black people, we look at a lot of stuff and we say this and we say that, but these white folks don't really care about us, man. You know, they're running their world how they see fit, you know, and we've never been really much of a factor in their world. Like even with the few concessions that they've made, like they haven't made any, they really, it's not about us. You see what I'm saying? It's really not about us. And sometimes I just think that a lot of these people, if they really like are honest, they realize that, you know what I mean, most of the shit that you have in your life is not because some politician made it happen for you. You made it happen for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no politician going do nothing for you, man. They just make promises, they lie, they get your vote, and then you never see or hear from them again. You know what I'm saying? And then it becomes just a thing where like you choosing a team, like you watching two basketball teams, they say, oh, I like the Lakers, and the next person, I like the Knicks. And so you know, it doesn't even matter, you know, what's going on. It's just like you picked a side. So you in a gang. You understand what I'm saying? And you going with your gang, regardless if the next side is making better plays or better sense. You know what I mean? People just block it out. They don't want to hear nothing come from a Democrat if they're a Republican, and Democrats don't want to hear nothing come from a Republican if they, you understand what I'm saying? But I'm looking at it right now. What this man is ultimately doing, he's making a mockery of their, you know, their whole thing, and he's now in a position where, you know, they can't just say, well, you know, he didn't follow the rules. He didn't come in and speak the same way how everybody, or, you know, presidential. He's not conducting himself in a presidential matter. He's more like a reality show star. Well, look, the people like the reality show star. And you have to look behind that now and say, why are people so disconcerted with, you know, the regular show? Why are they so disconcerted with it? You see what I'm saying? Because basically things are changing in America. White folks are angry, and this man saying that he wants to make America great again. When has America? What time period is he talking about? When America was great.
Before they elected niggas president.
But I'm just saying, like, you think about that. When was America great, and when did America stop being great? Was it great? Was it during the time when America was great that he's talking about? Was it during the time when black people didn't even have the right to vote? You know what I mean? When we were getting lynched and nobody was doing nothing to protect us. Even still, nobody, even present time, we getting lynched. You see what I'm saying? And the justice system isn't really a justice system. They'll tell you it's not even a justice, it's a legal system. So you're not going to get justice there. You know what I mean? You'll get a whole bunch of legalese bullshit, but you won't get justice. But I just think it's interesting, man. I think it's interesting, and maybe I'm gonna say this. Maybe you know what I mean? Maybe I just enjoy seeing the shit go bottoms up.
You know what, though, man? I'm gonna put you in the mind state of Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
2008, Donald Trump was chilling somewhere on his billionaire yacht, chilling, drinking champagne, doing what he do. And he see this black senator from Illinois,
Mm-hmm.
become the president of the United States, a black man.
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump start thinking like, you know what? If they elected that nigga, anything is possible.
Hey, anything. But it was always possible for them. You know that.
Yeah, but you know, somebody like Donald Trump to be president, it has to be some type of people was, you know, it was like, you know what, man, we tired of this shit, man. Anybody talking about changing this shit, we'll overlook some things. You know what I'm saying?
My whole thing is this, right?
You know,
my whole thing is this, like, regardless of how it goes, regardless of who gets the nominations for either side of the ticket and who will win, our situation is gonna be our situation. You feel me? And we still gotta live. We still gotta survive. It ain't gonna be like if Hillary Clinton become president, or if Bernie Sanders or somebody else, that all of a sudden black people it's gonna be better for us. You know what I'm saying? We getting caught up in like in it's like basically a war going on right now. You understand what I'm saying? These motherfuckers go. There's a war going on amongst them right now, infighting. Let them fight and tear their shit apart. You understand what I'm saying? Let them fight, because you know, like, you look at what's going on with Russia, with China, and the whole BRICS thing they just set up. That these motherfuckers going up against the Rothschilds. There's a whole war going on between, you know, the Chinese, the Russians, and the whole, you know, Rothschilds empire. You feel me? I mean, you'd be surprised how many bankers done got popped off over the last couple of years. Things that people don't really know about. And people call it conspiracy and whatever, but you know, I guess that's what it's just, a conspiracy. And the thing is, we're not the ones conspiring. You know what I mean? We just talk about conspiracy like it's some kind of precious metal that we found. And when we rub it and we polish it and we act like, you know what I mean, it makes us like more. You know what I mean? We're not the ones conspired. We're the ones reacting. We're the ones that's being conspired against. So, just talking about, just looking at like at the shit for what's really going on. These people, like, they you know, they gunning at each other right now. You feel me? I remember I saw something today on I think on Alex Jones. You know Alex Jones? Yeah, he was saying that they might kill Donald Trump. He actually have that on a video he put up. That you know, the elite are gonna kill Donald Trump. And I'm like, if that shit happen, that would be trippy as hell, yo. You know what I mean? That would be trippy as hell. Cause I mean, the fuck, they, you know, it just shows how much control they've lost, really. You know what I'm saying? It just shows how much control they've lost. So when you really look at it, you can see that the whole thing with the media isn't working anymore. You know what I'm saying? Most people not getting their news from CNN no more. At least I hope not, because I sure am not. You know what I mean? Most people not getting their news from CNN no more. I mean, what do you
know, why I got you on here, not to cut your wind.
Mm-hmm.
Why I got you on here, we talking about these things, man.
Mm-hmm.
And like this white and this black thing, you know, in America, you know, this been going on a long time. And I used to thought, you know, we in certain situations because, you know, we black or whatever, slavery and all that. And then my whole reality got switched on me. It got changed on me, man. Somebody told me, man, you know what they're saying about race, man, it's about class. So I was like, okay, give me an example. He gave me his name. Remember his name? Jeremiah Hamilton.
Jeremiah Hamilton.
Jeremiah Hamilton. They call him the Prince, the Black Prince of Wall Street. Jeremiah Hamilton. He was a black millionaire, killing them on Wall Street. Killing them. Millionaire. You know what year he was doing this?
When?
1830s. 1820s. Now, hold up, my dude. Yeah, if I'm mistaken, man, wasn't we some slaves? In 18, they ain't so kind of freed us to 1865. So I was like, how do you mean this black man was running shit on Wall Street? They said this dude with Andrew Carnegie. Andrew Carnegie was the richest man in the world at one time. He created all the steel in America. London, Detroit, all them big cities, they use it. They using it. They built that with his steel. From Pittsburgh, the Steel City. Andrew Carnegie. They got the Carnegie Hall in New York. Anyway, they say Andrew Carnegie different. You know, just so you give people their props. Andrew Carnegie said the only person that he respected that ever took him head on was Jeremiah Hamilton. Because he tried, the only one he respected, the only one he thought that could get with him was Jeremiah Hamilton. So I started, this a book. You go to Amazon, show enough. I got the book. It's called Black Prince of Wall Street, Jeremiah Hamilton. So it was so crazy, man. Like he would. One time they had him arrested. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you was a slave. They kind of, you know, pull him, you know, he ain't got his papers or whatever. So they had him in a cell in New York. They say while he was down there, and he was down there with his you know, white police officer who had him in the cell. They was about to send him back to the South somewhere. And then he explained to them who he was. Yeah, my name Jeremiah Hamilton. Ask about me. You know what I'm saying? So when they found out who he was, he said, who had you do this to me? And they gave him the names. Jeremiah Hamilton had the cops go and arrested the white guys that had him put in jail and put their ass in jail, son.
What?
18, yes. Yes. At 18, yo. But he was a hustler. He was like Bumpy Johnson. He was a hustler. Like, you know what I'm saying? They had him on some stuff, but they could never catch him.
Wow.
Jeremiah was like that. He was, I'm telling you, studying that. So what I'm saying is, this was during slavery.
Wow.
This is when people was in chains, dog.
Wow.
And he was doing this then. This was America. And this shit is about a class, man. My man told me one time, he was like, he said, for instance, he said, yo, why do you think that people send their kids to certain schools? I think he was talking about Clemson or something like that. And he was like, yo, if you want your kid to be an engineer, architect, or whatever, you send them to the best one that got the best program. You send them to Clemson. So you pretty much can guarantee how their future going to look. You know they ain't gonna be so many fucked up. They're gonna at least be able to make them $100,000 a year. This is your kid, so you're preparing them from the time that they're here, and by the time they get to school. But what you're going to teach them is there's certain ways of behavior, certain ways of efficacy that you must have. Not on some upper shit, not on some sellout shit, but no, to let the people know it's a code. Like, look, I'm on your level. It's a code. I understand. It's almost like mastery. Like, there's a certain way you hold your fork. There's a certain way you do this. There's a certain way you do that. There was rules to the game. It was class. That's what the class is. You have the school. That's the class. Once you learn the class, it ain't about you. Race, nigga, if you understand this, boom. So, that story, I just told you about Jeremiah Hamilton. Jeremiah Hamilton knew the codes, he knew the rules, he knew the class system. He understood the nigga went to class. He was schooled in and shit. So when you talk about what's going on right now, it's because the reason we suffer is because our behavior needs to be modified. The class that these people using to control the world and showing that they're intelligent. Like for instance, somebody in class when they get into an argument, somebody throw a cheap shot. Oh man, you know, I thought I seen your wife out there with such and such. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get something out you. You know what I'm saying? Like if you respond to violence, if you respond to that situation, man, fuck you, man, come on, what? If you respond with violence, that's showing that you a savage. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody with some class would be like, yeah, man, you know, I'm glad she with him, she ain't getting nothing this burning. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's just like the way you respond is just, these people watch this. There's certain rules to the game. So Jeremiah and anybody you see this, you know, we may call him a sellout, but nah, this nigga just coded information. Is that, you know, look, and that coded information was ours in the first place. It was ours. It was this shit we did and carried and around our ancient civilizations, man. This shit, it was the way we walked. It was the way you talked. It was the way you dressed to let people know what level you was on. Oh, that's an assault dude right there. You saw that nigga carry yourself and carry yourself like the king god. That's his rule right there. You saw that nigga carry yourself. There's a rules, there's class, the shit that you do, your behavior.
I definitely feel you on the class stuff, but I think what these people do a lot of times is they still box you in a class based off your off the color of your skin. You know what I'm saying? Like they thought, and a lot of black people, it's not just them. Like a lot of us just throw ourselves in that lower class as well, because you see, it don't matter if I pretend to walk a certain way or talk a certain way if I don't think that certain way. You feel me? Or believe. You understand what I'm saying? So what it is like some of us can learn the right way to speak and how to stand and whatever. But you know what I mean? It only gets you so far. You understand what I'm saying? Because you look at you there's so many examples of success among our people, and people have done it different way, right? Russell Simmons isn't a suit and tie person, but he made himself super successful, and he dressed how he liked to dress, and he made himself. You understand what I'm saying? But he had a mentality that went along with whatever he was trying to do, where he wasn't gonna let you get the best of him. It doesn't matter if you had on a suit and he was the one in the jeans. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He moved like he was the smartest person in the room or in the conversation. He made tactical moves that allowed him to be in a position of power. So lots of ways to do it. I hear a lot of people talking about the elite and the globalists and the corporatocracy and the plutocracy, of the 1% that control everything, and how they're trying to divide us with race and all this stuff, as if now we're supposed to just act like race and racism doesn't exist anymore, and that's not really the issue because what it is this, right? For the longest, what happened is that white folks is benefiting at being white, but they're not benefiting as much as anymore, because like the money's being taken from them. You understand what I'm saying? And so yeah, you could still say you're white, but if being white means being poor, what the fuck does that matter? If being white means that you don't have no life savings and you don't have no job and you can't feed your kids, and you understand what I'm saying? You gotta throw that white shit away. You gotta say nah, it's something else. And so these same people, they don't like black people, but they want black people now to join forces with them, because anytime we get involved in a movement, we always take it to a place where change comes. You understand what I'm saying? The thing with white folks, though, I think in a lot of times, is that when they do get very, very frustrated and serious, you start seeing a lot of stuff like we see now, all these militias coming out and kind of just testing the waters and pushing the envelope. Now, black folks have been through a lot of shit in America, but we can't go pick up no guns and get the kind of breaks that these white folks getting. We can't do it, because the government knows as soon as they start turning up on these white folks, it's likely to turn into a civil war. Because these people, that's what they know. That's what they're good at. They're good at spilling blood. No matter what, they could talk all this fancy stuff about you gotta talk this way. They're good at spilling blood, and they'll spill their own blood if they have to. When you talk about black on black violence, it can't compare to white on white violence. You look at World War I, World War II, and you see how much white people, were killed in both of those conflicts, and you realize that these people don't play. You look at the Jewish Holocaust, and that's white on white violence too. You see that these people don't play. You look at the Civil War in America. That was white people, fighting white people, and some have the nerve to say that it was over black folks, but it had nothing to do with us. We know it had nothing to do with us. So when I see them infighting amongst each other and carrying on, sometimes my inclination is like, let me see where it's gonna go. Why get in the middle of it and then get my head chopped off? Let them fucking kill each other. You know what I'm saying? Let them kill each other, and let's just pick up the scraps afterwards. Because as it is right now, everything that we're trying, we have money. We have so much black millionaires right now, right? And you see that when they're ready, they'll tell you, look, we don't care about your money. You need to just, be quiet. Like, what was your take on the whole thing with Beyonce the other day? TARIQ. I was saying, what was your take on the whole thing with Beyonce the other day?
My take on it
Yeah.
I thought it was cool. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm saying the reactions. What would you take on the whole reactions that, you know? But you know, white folks lost their mind after that. It's like they told her, look, your whole job is just to entertain us. You're not supposed to be making any statements. You know what I mean? That's what they were basically telling them.
This is how I look at shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I take the emotional element out of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I look at it from the white perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is your shit, you know what I'm saying? Whatever happened, you won, you know what I mean? It's your country, you built it, and now the seems to be somebody's trying to really challenge you right now. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna take it like a form of disrespect. Like, nigga, damn, look what we done for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So now they're taking it from a form of disrespect. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the nerve of this person, man, how much money we've given her. You know what I'm saying? And what is letting them know is that some of these things, like if you watch The Matrix, man, they call Neo was an anomaly. You know, on part 2, he was talking to the architect. The architect was like, yo, we account for everything, man. You know, we be running The Matrix, everything be going smooth, and then boom, a glitch happen. Your ass pop up. You're an anomaly. We can't figure you out. You know what I'm saying? Logically, you shouldn't be saying shit like that. You shouldn't be doing things like that. Logically, look at what you have. So, what you understanding, man, the spirit, man. You know what I mean? The spirit sometimes, you're inspired to do things. You know, inspiration, meaning it comes from something from not of this world. It comes from the inner world, the inner realm, that spiritual realm. So something will come out, and the answer was just a tool. You know what I'm saying? For this energy to come out. Kendrick was just a tool. Kendrick went on. You know what I mean? It's just an energy. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand though. You know, you trying to hold on to what you got going on, man. You don't gonna be wanting niggas to be disrespecting you like that. You know, this tension gonna rise, and you know, emotions gonna take hold. The country is in a peril state right now. You know what I'm saying? It's really in a bad shit, man. I mean, I think
the country. You said the country is
the whole country, man.
How do you figure it's in a bad state? Like going on that. What do you mean it's in a bad state?
Okay, the country. If this country was an organism, if we look at it as an organism, man, like a living entity, this would be a sick organism. If we look at an organism, man, and 60% or 70% of all the cells are sick, then that's a sick organism. If you look at the health in America, man, where shit, man, 60 to 75% of us are sick. Ain't nobody feeling good. You understand what I'm saying? Mentally, people stressed out. You know, cats is bugging out, shooting people. I mean, Chicago bugging. I mean, you got, you know, cops killing cats, niggas getting choked out. You know what I'm saying? Cops scared of their lives, niggas scared of their lives. I mean, you see all this chaos. You see the riots in the streets. You see all this chaos.
But I'm gonna stick a pin right there, right? Because what you're saying is so true. But you notice he's saying he's seeing it. Because and when we're seeing it right now, it seems like it's a lot, right? It seems like it's a whole lot of shit happening all at the same time, don't it? Feel like something building up to explode or break down. That's why I asked you, what do you mean the country is not in a good state? But the reality is that these things happen all the fucking time. So the fact that it's being played up so much now on your consciousness that you're so aware of it, but it was happening all the time. I mean, if you watch back tapes from Malcolm and go back even further before him, black people was being fucked up by the police. The same shit, probably even worse, right? Like this country, with all the advances in the technologies that's come through, this country is like a radioactive bomb, man. As far as like, I'm talking about, you're living in so much radiation. Like I don't remember where I saw this or heard this, but and I haven't vetted the information to know if it's true, but I'm just gonna say it anyway. And whoever knows if it's true or not can comment on it. But I heard that if you live in America, you're at a 40-something% chance of getting cancer. Now that's coming from a lot of different sources, right? That's coming from the food, which is not really food anymore, all the GMO shit, right? That's coming from the fact that they spraying the goddamn skies every single day with all this bromium and aluminum and all these chemicals, you know, that to block the sun or whatever they're doing, right? That's coming also from the fact that everything, all the electronics around you, your cell phone, you know, always attached to your ears or whatever, your computer screen, your TV screen, the light bulbs, the wires above your head, the wires beneath your feet, you know, all this radiation, you're being bombarded with all of this stuff. On top of the fact that you're just disconnected, you know, you're disconnected from nature altogether, so it can't even filter out some of the harmful things. So you're dealing with a lot. Your body, your mind, your spirit is dealing with so much that you find a lot of people just dropping down from cancer, from heart disease, from all the different stresses, you know what I mean? And then you're watching the news, and in a country of 400 million people, right? I mean, they make you feel like 1,000 and change black people who've been killed by the police is like all of us being killed by them. You understand? Because it's just in your face all the time, in your face all the time. So it's riling you up, and I believe that all of it, right, is by design. Because it's a feeling that's being shared by a lot of people. Either it's by design or they've completely just lost control of their shit and they don't know where the fuck shit is going anymore. And that's where things become dangerous, because, like, you know, whoever was driving the truck is dead. You see what I'm saying? The truck is on the road without a driver. You understand what I'm saying? And it's driving in like rush hour traffic. And you know, it's coming straight towards all of us. You feel me? But it's still being painted as like something wholesome. You hear people say, well, unemployment is down and more people have health insurance now and all these things, and we got out of the war in Iraq and blase, 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 blase. But there's a lot of things brewing. There's a whole lot of things. And I think the most significant things is not necessarily the stuff that's happening with us on the racial level. It's the stuff that's happening amongst them. There's a lot of infighting going on right now. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of shit going on for real. But there's a lot of infighting. And I think that's where you're going to see some major shifts of power and personalities take place. You know what I mean? As far as us though, we still got to wake up. We still got to understand like who we are. We still got to understand that, we don't have to wait anymore. You know what I mean? It's kind of like we're still waiting for somebody to tell us what to do. We know what we need to do already, and we just need to go ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying? You sound pretty busy there, Tariq. And I say you sound pretty busy there. You sound pretty busy.
Nah. I was zoned out what you were saying, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, but I just see, I mean, do you see like the infighting? Do you get a sense that there's some infighting going on amongst these people? I mean, it's probably always been going on because, like, the people who are really running stuff they're not large in numbers, right? But they have a lot of influence. It's just like how, as a melanated person, if we focus on ourselves, we see that we have the majority. But we believe that, huh?
But to kind of like answer how I approach that, but you kind of asked me, man.
Mm-hmm. For
me personally, man, what you're describing, man, this is like that's a battle. It's a war. You understand? It's an unending war that's been going on for centuries. You understand?
Yeah, it's not new.
It's the protagonist and the antagonist. You understand? So I look at it like this, man. Our ancestors told us, as above, so below. You know what I'm saying? It's to change on a macro level. You know, it's a gradual thing. Takes a long time to happen, and you know that's something that is constantly always going to develop. On a micro level, I think we need to take it from high level to high level, and look at the same. Just because the same turmoil, the same confusion, the infighting and shit that you're seeing is going on within ourselves right now. You understand what I'm saying? Like, every day I wake up, man, my number one enemy is myself right now. You understand what I'm saying? Especially like I was basically like 2 weeks ago, man, I was in the emergency. I'm dealing with high blood pressure. They told me I had, you know, diabetes, you know, which runs in my family. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, you know, and I'm feeling stupid because I know this shit could have been preventable. I know it was due to some type of behavior pattern, you know, so I'm saying. So I get up every day, my life on the line. I'm fighting for my life, but who I'm fighting is my own behavior patterns, my own self. You know what I'm saying? What I'm fighting is what I understand is that what happens is you're being tools used against you in this war. You understand that? Because when you go out, me being a diabetic, for instance, when I go out and I'm hungry, and I want me something to eat, I go as a diabetic. You can't have no sugar, no carbs. You understand what I'm saying? Some things they got shit that got some foods got hidden sugar in them. Some foods turn into sugar. If you look at most of the restaurants, most of the stores when they're serving you stuff, it's not, you can't eat it. You understand what I'm saying? Now the only thing you can eat is things with no sugar and no carbs, and that tells you to eat greens, vegetables, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Alkaline food. So your whole diet got to go from the shit that everybody eating, that they got stores and they run $1 billion ads to eat this shit. And this is all that they're selling. And that's what you got to fight against. So you're going out, you're dealing with that shit, and then you're dealing with, okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to eat this. I'm going to juice, so I'm going to do that. But that's a battle that goes on your eye level. So until you master that part inside you, I think that's where all this shit, the shit that's going on outside of us ain't gonna never gonna get fixed, because everybody wilding out on their fucking emotions. Because they can't control that shit. It takes a level of spiritual development to control your emotions. And we are spiritually taught because nobody ever taught us how to use these tools and get us where we need to be. So what you're seeing is evolution. You know, everybody, these emotions, man, if you get caught up into that shit, like, yeah, they're fighting amongst each other and all that type of shit. Donald Trump and all that type of shit. But goddamn, I'm thinking about the Democratic and Republicans inside my body. You know, somebody trying to kill me. Like, I'm trying to goddamn kill myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell is going on? You know something's going to make
It's deep, brother. It's deep.
Stop eating that shit.
It's deep.
How can you not stop eating something that you know is fucking killing you?
Yep.
How is that fucking even possible?
How can you not stop loving somebody you know does not love you? How can you not stop supporting people you know who don't support you? It's the same shit. It's a fractal, man. You know what I mean? It's deep, brother. It's deep. Like what you were saying earlier, it all ties back into everything you were saying earlier about the state of the country and how it's messed up, because you're messed up. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you're messed up. You know, your United States of America is fucked up because the Democrats and the Republicans is in there fucking tearing shit apart. And you have a Donald Trump nigga that's trying to kill you with some fucking diabetes and some high blood pressure. You know what I'm saying? That's how that shit is crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta vote that nigga out. You see what I'm saying? It's class wars. The heart is fucking like fucking, you know, I'm doing shit that the liver don't like. Liver doing shit that, you know what I mean, that the kidney don't like. You know what I mean? Your stomach is fucking up everything because, you know, when it wants what it want, you know what I mean? You don't give a fuck. It will fucking like chop your legs off just to get what it want. So if that means it wants some sugar and you know sugar ain't no good for you, you're like, your stomach like, that's what I fucking want. Your brain start going crazy, start doing tap dances and shit. So you don't even know what the fuck to do. It just leads you into all the wrong things and around all the wrong people, you know, at the wrong fucking time. And then you find yourself like, you find yourself in the hospital and you saying, God damn it, man, I know all this shit. I'm a smart motherfucker, man. Look what I brought myself to. Yeah. Man, let me tell you, man, what it is. This shit come right back to what we was talking about earlier, about how do you get yourself out of that funk. You understand what I'm saying? That's what it is. Because what it is you know a lot of stuff. You feel me? We all like are studious. We've read, we've studied, right? We've been around the information. We know the information. But, a lot of times we don't practice what we know. You see what I'm saying? We fall asleep on what we know. You feel me? And that's our shortcoming. That's the thing, because that's where you got to learn discipline. You got to learn discipline. The other day, one of my homeboys was talking about a situation he's going through. You know what I mean? With his lady, right? And he was saying basically, like, you know what I mean, she was thinking about doing a surgery, like, one of them surgery where they take the fat out your stomach or whatever. What they call that shit again? Liposuction?
Liposuction, yeah.
Yeah. So I was saying, and it was a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? He's saying it's gonna cost a pretty penny. And I'm saying to him, like, yo, dog, the end of the day, man, she do that thing and suck the fat out of her stomach, right? But then she go back to eat the same way she's eating, her stomach gonna get big again. Yeah.
She gotta work out even harder now.
Man.
But that shit is gone.
It comes down to discipline. You gotta do, like, every day you gotta get up and do what you know you should do. And it takes time, it takes discipline, because you might know a lot of shit, but you don't have the discipline to do all of them. Like, we could be on the phone right now talking, right? And you know that you're not supposed to be eating no potato chips, but because it's right in front of you, you pick one up, you put it in your mouth. Before you know it, you done put the whole bag in your mouth. You see what I'm saying? You might know that, you know what, I'm not supposed to be drinking, but you go to the club and somebody say, oh, let me get you want a beer? And you're too proud to say no. You know what I'm saying?
Smoking is the worst.
Smoking.
That's the worst, dog.
Smoking is in it. Oh my God.
This is spirit that'll chase your ass down. No intentions of smoking. You know what I'm saying? Somebody just bring it to your house free.
You gotta get that shit away from you, because that's the shit that's gonna make your fucking thing go crazy. Because once you're done eating smoking, you don't know what to do to combat the feelings that make you eat everything.
Everything. You know what? I tried one time, bro. Can you imagine somebody who's trying to fast?
Oh my God.
First of all, you're a stupid ass if you trying to do that. You can't do that, man. You can't smoke.
You gonna smoke and try to fast? I wanna see that one. I wanna see it. But it's life, man. Life happens in every day, you know what I'm saying? And different things, you may not have. What I say is this, right? And some people feel like sometimes you're just talking because you're always just saying you're gonna do some shit and you haven't done it yet. And so they feel like you're just talking and you're not really serious and you're a contradiction. But look, life has made you a contradiction. You feel me? And you're not always daylight. Sometimes you're night. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're hot. Sometimes you're cold. Sometimes you do the right things and sometimes you don't. You see what I'm saying? But what you gotta do is you can't give up on trying. You gotta keep on trying, because like you said earlier, I'm telling you, everything connects back up to this conversation where you go back to the beginning of it. You said you're trying to make yourself better. You're trying to do self-improvement. right? And so in order to become a better person or a better self, you have to keep on trying. It's relentless. You got to keep on trying because, you know what I'm saying? The moment you stop trying, that's it. You surrender to whatever it is that you're trying against. You want to overcome. So if you want to stop eating bad, you got to tell yourself every day, I want to stop eating bad. No matter if you're still eating bad every day, you got to keep on telling yourself that, because the more you tell yourself that, you're programming that thing inside of your system to become an action at some point. You see what I'm saying? So you have to refine. You have to basically like redouble your efforts and just keep on keeping on, man, because it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy. But that's not an excuse either. You know what I'm saying? That's not an excuse either. It's not easy, but it's not an excuse. You just gotta, everything can have the same configuration. It just depends on how long you've been doing it. So the reason why it's easy to always go back to the bad attitudes or the bad habits is because you've been doing them longer than the good habits. But once you start practicing those good habits more and more consistently, then it becomes difficult to go to the bad habits. You see what I'm saying? It becomes difficult to wake up and not do anything for the day. It becomes difficult to just want to smoke and to drink all the time. You see what I'm saying? It becomes difficult to just be sitting on your inspiration and not really putting them into a plan to make them something real. So you have to replace your negative work habits, your negative attitudes, your negative everything, and flip that to the positive and make the positive become the new norm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
So
that's what it is.
That's
You know what you call that? No, they call that, man. They call that religion. That's what religion.
Well, you gotta become a religion. Your life gotta become your religion. You gotta live your life the way you'd like to live it. Especially if you try to live it on a higher level, on a level where you're healthy, your mind is strong, your spirit is strong. You know what I'm saying? And you're making things happen. You're not just reacting to everything around you. You actually are part of the creative and the all changing force. You see what I'm saying? Because what you said, brother?
When you made that statement about the religion, that was what you do and everything, I was like, something just came to my mind, like, really, if you look at, religion, hip-hop is a religion, because religion is like your operating system. Like, if you're a Christian, if you're in a Christian country, and that's what everybody's dealing with, is you're supposed to act and think like the leader of that religion, which is Jesus. What would Jesus do? What would such and such do? If you're a Muslim, then it's what would the prophet do? What would Allah, you know what I'm saying? So if you're a Buddhist, it's what would Buddha do? Whatever. So that's the operating system of that culture. The young generation we in today, they don't go to church. They don't deal with none of this other shit. Their religion, how they gonna operate is based on what is Weezy gonna do? What's Drake gonna do? What's Sean Bell gonna do? You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like a religion now, man. But which goes back to the ties back to what we were talking about. The reason we can't gravitate towards the things, the teachings and stuff that we need to actually change and make ourselves better to even change some of this shit. We don't have that right now. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody's on this being programmed by this bullshit right now. So as long as that continues to happen, I don't see no type of changes that need to be made, man, until that happens, man. That's just being real. Because you start to see those things spark off, but you gotta make the youth of the future, man. You know what I'm saying? We was young, we grew up, we had some things that we gravitated towards, some
You know what you could do with that? Because a lot of times you always just climb the tree, you know, from the ground up. And what you need to do is reverse engineer yourself. Reverse engineer your life. To see what actions, what character, what thoughts have made you what you are at this particular point in time. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, self-examination right there.
And then what you do is you start over blank and you look at your life from right here as if you're a baby. But you're not just a baby coming in the world without all the knowledge that you already had. See, that's what happened to us. When we were born, we got wiped. Right? Because we are born from nature. Nature knows it all. So, you know, the answers are already in us. That's why it says as above, as below. Know thyself or know yourself. Because you already know it all. You just have forgotten it. And so when you're learning, all you're doing is remembering. That's why education means to lead out. But to lead out from where? Where is it going to lead out from? It's going to lead out from you. Because it's already in you. You see what I'm saying? So all you're doing is remembering when you're learning stuff. So you reverse engineer your life, and then you kind of see where you are, and then you use that reverse engineering knowledge that you have, and you basically become born again within this time at this moment. But you're not just coming back. You're not just born now blank anymore. You understand what I'm saying? Now you're being reborn with 30 years of knowledge, 20 years of knowledge, 40 years of knowledge, right? So you can decide if you're 40 years old right now, or if you're 30 years old right now, you can decide how the 40-year-old version of you is going to be. You can decide how the 50-year-old version of you is going to be. Is he going to be a reader? Is he going to be healthy? Is he going to be... You know, is it going to be fat? Is it going to be, you know, what kind of person is that person going to be? Is it going to be politically active? And then you could start, if whatever you decide you want, that 50-year-old version or 40-year-old version or whatever version of yourself you want to be, you can start laying the path, laying the foundation to build that person up. Because everything that you're doing right now is going to lead to what that person is going to be. You see what I'm saying? Are you there with me, Tariq? Tariq? I think I lost him. Tariq, if you're there, call back in. But yeah, we just see I'm here building with the brother, TARIQ Bey from Destiny Grind, and we just having open conversations tonight. So call in if you're out there. The number is 909-906-6963. So that's 909-906-6963. Give us a holler. Let's see if we get TARIQ back on the phone. If he'll call back in. So like I was saying, you know, we can pretty much decide how we want our lives to turn out. We can take control of the steering wheel that, you know, we're behind. You know what I'm saying? It's our life, and we can take control of it. And we can move ourselves in the direction that we want to be, and do it with all the necessary preparations and protections and provisions. Because for the time that you've already been here, especially if you're like around 30 or older, you've been here, you know, where, you know, let's say if we take you at when you were 20 or 18 or 16, let's go back to 16. From your 16 years old, or TARIQ call him back in. TARIQ.
Yo.
Yes, sir, you're back. So TARIQ, what I was saying, did you get what I was saying earlier before you got cut off?
Oh yeah, man.
I was saying that we could take control of our lives. You know what I'm saying? We can do it also with all the necessary provisions, protections, whatever it is that we know we're gonna need. Because it's like if you've ever gone on if you've ever gone camping, right? Or if you've ever gone on a trip, even just to travel to go somewhere, right? If I say, TARIQ, let's fly to Jamaica tomorrow, right? there's certain things that you already know because you've traveled before. You already know what you would need. And even if you haven't traveled before, you can figure out some of the things you might need on for that trip because you won't be home. You won't be able to just like, go back to your house and do the things that you'd normally do in your regular course of the day. So if you're gonna take a trip into the future, 10 years into the future or 20 years into the future, right? Because you're deciding like, look, I'm 30 years old and by the time I get to 50, I want to be this, that, or whatever. Whatever it is you decide you want to be, right? Then you know what you're gonna need. You're gonna need certain things to get to make this trip, right? Just like if you was gonna go to Jamaica tomorrow, there's certain things you would need to make that trip. But we don't think that deep or that far ahead. So a lot of times we're always just playing reactionaries instead of, the people who are proactively making the things happen in our lives that we want to happen. We're just, we go to a job and we hate the job and, we get terrified that we're going to get fired. And if we get fired, then we get depressed and then we look for another situation similar to that job to get back into, only to go through the same cycle again, right? It's almost as if we haven't learned from the things that we've already been through. And that's why, you have people who are 40, 50, 60 years old and they still have not figured it out yet. They haven't figured out that, look, all you have to do is look at your life. Stop where you are right now and look back at your life. Only people that can't really do this and see certain things in a more profound way are children, because they just got on the scene. But some of them can look back beyond their birth and go back into the time before they physically came back through the portal, right? And you have some of those kids, you call them prodigies, right? Where they're just born with all this information and like they're ready-made to do all these amazing things. But it's not because, they just remember a lot more. They have a lot more information. They crossed over when their process to be wiped happened. They didn't get wiped clean, right? Some people got through because that's what needs to happen. You need to have geniuses to come in and push the envelope to keep the thing moving. Because if everybody just comes through, completely blank, then it takes too much time to remember all the stuff that we need to remember. So, but you can take your life right here at 30 or 40 years old and stop it and look back at the last 20 years. You can, over that last 20 years or 10 years, you can look back and see all the mistakes you made or think you made, right? And you can look and say, these are the things that I did right. And if I want to go forward now for the next 10 or 20 years, because, unless you have a terminal illness, most of us are not sitting around saying with any expectation of dying tomorrow or next week or next year. Even though we know there's no guarantee to when, some tragedy could befall you. You feel me? But you can look at your life and say, you know what, next 20 years, I want the 50-year version of me to be this. I want him to be living in a nice house. I want him to be able to drive a nice car and have all these things. And then you got to become disciplined and you got to work every day. You got to make that your goal every day to hit the marks that you either set or that you need to reach to make sure that by the time you get to 50, this person, this version of yourself is not going to be fat, it's not going to be slow, it's not going to be, slow, not going to be a person who just watch TV all the time and doesn't read and doesn't get involved and doesn't try to do anything, proactive. Whatever the positives that you're looking for or hoping for, you can determine that rather than just leave it up to chance or to time. Because whatever you're doing, this is the thing that we know, right? We know that the present is built on the past. And that the future is being built on the present. So you have to become like a brand new baby right now, but not a baby that has no knowledge or no information. You're now conscious of like all the shit that you need to be conscious of, right? You have information, but you can dictate what the next 20 years of your life is going to be, or the next 30, or whatever the rest of your life, for that matter. You know what I mean? You can determine, and you can start off simple. Start off with with a month. What is the April version of myself is gonna be like? What accomplishments is that person gonna have by the time we get to 1 month? And then when we get to 2 months and 3 months, and you start setting these little goals, and then months turn into years, and years turn into the rest of your life. It's very, very powerful.
Yeah.
It's powerful, but it's a thing we do every single day. The thing is that we feel like being on autopilot means that we shouldn't push ourselves. It's we like comfort, and comfort sometimes becomes too addictive. You know what I'm saying? That's why nature comes and it kicks us in the ass, and puts you in situations that make you realize that, look, man, you gotta eat better. You gotta fucking eat better. Cause I could have let your ass keep on eating, and then when the shit really went bad, you'd have just fucking dropped dead. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
But it gives you it always gives you opportunity to correct the course. Always gives you opportunity to correct the course, and sometimes we just miss those opportunities. We don't take we don't take advantage of them, and there's no guarantee for anything. We don't know, because we're not even though we can attempt to control aspects of our life, we really we can't control what nature is as in store. Nature is really the only thing in control. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The only thing in control. But that doesn't mean that you just surrender, because I think a lot of times when people hear you talk like that, like when you talk about destiny and preordained stuff or whatever, they feel like, then what's the point? If it's already meant to be, then no. It's written, right? But you're the one doing the writing.
Sorry, man. Yeah. It's just, yeah. I mean, that's what it is, man. The prerequisite to living on earth, man. Discipline. Discipline is a prerequisite, man. You gotta have that to be.
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna be put in a situation where you're neglected to discipline some aspect of your life. You won't get challenged on that. You know what I'm saying? It's what's gonna make or break you.
Yeah, you got
whatever you feel, discipline yourself.
That discipline, man. You gotta have that discipline. That discipline is key.
But yo, brother, I gotta say, man. You know what I'm saying? It's probably one for the archives right here.
Yes, sir. Indeed.
Another one.
Indeed. Well, I enjoyed this conversation, TARIQ. Definitely. I mean, we gotta do this again, and next time let's talk about the I Ching, man, because I know you're pretty adept with that, and I'd love for you to break that down a little bit. Maybe we could do a something where we sit down in front of the camera and you just go in on that. We'll schedule it out and figure it out and get that set up.
Yeah, no doubt, man. That's we partnering for that. So next conversation, it definitely makes sense to tie in.
Yeah, we'll definitely tie in. Well, give thanks again, bro. I'm gonna shut this thing down now. And for all you folks out there, TARIQ, you have anything else to say to anybody?
Man, holla at me on Facebook, man. Destiny Grind.
That's
Facebook.
Destiny Grind. I'll put that in the description for this video, so y'all could holla at TARIQ, Destiny Grind, the 7-foot giant. You know what I mean, Mr. Fly. Definitely a knowledgeable brother. Lots of information. And y'all make sure you check him out on Destiny Grind, facebook.com/Destiny Grind, and that will be in the description.
Well, one more thing, man. Make sure y'all go get that movie, man. What goes around? Make sure y'all get that.
Make sure you hear the boss tell y'all. Make sure y'all get this joint, all right? There's a lot of y'all on Facebook and out there that conscious saying that you're gonna support, and I appreciate the ones that have supported. You know what I mean? And I'm just, I need your help, people, for real. I really need your help with this movie to get it out. We're doing our own independent distribution, and it's a good movie, good storyline, great acting, great everything, and we just need the support from our people to help get it out there to as much people as possible. So go on sunrisesun.com, pick up a copy if you haven't gotten one yet. It's called What Goes Around, and it's out now on DVD. Well, TARIQ, I want to thank you again. Really appreciate this dialogue, this chance to just build a little bit. And I just want to say to everybody out there, make sure y'all, keep yourself tuned in. Switch your minds on, keep them on. You know what I mean? This is Mind TV, where we provoke thought and inspire thinking. Peace out.